Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Shelly here and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can already see from the thumbnail and the title, I'm going to be doing a quick review today on the Morphe X JACLYN Hill brush collection. You guys, I was so excited when I seen that JACLYN was coming out with a brush collection, because if you guys have been watching me from back in the days, if you're an OG bombshell, you know that JACLYN Hill is like one of my favorite YouTubers ever. Like, JACLYN does no wrong in Shelly's eyes, okay? JACLYN, I don't know, I just love her. I feel like she's down to earth. I know that there's a lot of like mixed reviews about her right now based on a lot of things that's happening, but I'm not here for the tea. I'm not here for the drama. I'm not here for none of that. Homegirl is out there doing the damn thing and making her coins to keep the light on, to keep the bills paid, and I ain't mad. Okay, you guys are interested in seeing how I like the brushes. Is it worth your money? Is it not worth your money? Then just go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, you guys, so I know this right here is like a little bit distracting because it's a part of my backdrop, but don't pay this no mind right here. Don't pay her no mind. She's one of my really cool friends and I love her because she's cute. Okay, first let's get into the whole collection. I know she came out with eyeshadow palettes, which I really wanted to review, but I feel like the reviews on those palettes are getting too many mixed reviews for me, and I am gonna have to say that I'm probably gonna just pass on that collection, only because I have the big palette already, and the big palette with all those other colors are right up my alley. They're amazing. They perform well. I feel like it's the best shadow formula that Morphe has ever made, so I'm just gonna go ahead and stick to that palette. When she announced that she was coming out with this and I seen all the brushes when she was talking about them, I was like, yes honey, those brushes are right up my alley. I need them to add to my collection. I love really good brushes for my makeup routine, for my face, so that's why I went ahead and picked this up. So let's get into the whole brushes. If you want the brush collection or any of the brushes, they're only going to be sold at Morphe at the moment. They didn't announce that they're going to be an Ulta like the Vol collection. They didn't say that Ulta was going to carry it, so I don't think that Ulta is going to carry the brush collection, but as for now, you can get it from Morphe's website. They do sell the brushes a couple of different ways, so you can either buy each brush individually if you're just looking for a certain specific brush, or they have a eye collection brush that you can purchase, or they have a face collection that you can purchase. So depending on what you're looking for, depending on what you want, you can go ahead and check out the Morphe website and see how much they cost and what you can afford, or what you want for your collection, or what you want for yourself. So that's that. I'm not gonna go in and explain each and every brush. That's not what this video is gonna be about, because the source already did that. So if you want to know every single brush, what they were made for, or what you can use them for, go ahead and head over to JACLYN Hill's channel, because she already did that in her video. She was the one who created like the brushes with Morphe and whatever. So if you don't know what certain brushes are used for, or if you want to know why they were made or what they were made for, go ahead and head over to her channel, check out her video on that. I feel like makeup brushes is based on your own personal preference, your own personal way of how you do your makeup, so you can use the brushes for whatever you want to use them for. But some people are really not that advanced and they don't know what certain brushes are for, so that's what her video is going to tell you, not my video. In my video, what I'm going to explain is what I used, how I love them, and that's it. So let's go ahead and get started. I must say that I really like the packaging. It's nice and sleek. I love the material that they made the packaging with, because it's silver glitter. It's really pretty, and then for the material that it is, it's really like a shiny, I don't know what to call this, but it's something that if any makeup would get on the outside, you can easily clean it off and you'll be good to go. You never even know that you had makeup on here. So I love that. I love the fact that the case is hard, so if you put it in your suitcase and you're traveling, you don't have to worry about it getting smushed, your brush is getting smushed, and then your brush bristles are gonna be like this, like all over the place. So they're gonna be well protected inside of this case. The only drawback to that is because it's so bulky, then you're gonna lose a lot of space, but you win some, you lose some. So that's one thing that I love about the packaging. The next thing that I love about the packaging is that when you open it, it's kind of like a magnetic snap where it opens and then it just shuts by itself. So it's magnetic, so it easily snaps, and you don't have to worry about like fighting it to get it open or fighting it to close it. It just automatically snaps. So if it doesn't snap fully closed, you know that you have too many brushes in here and you might need to take one or two out for it to close properly. Another thing is that when you put all the brushes inside that comes with the whole masterpiece collection, if your brushes are clean, inside is gonna stay clean. It's like a black cloth material. Inside is gonna stay clean. However, if your brushes is dirty, like this one has foundation, if you were to put it in there, it's gonna like smudge and get in there really dirty. And I don't know how easy that's gonna be to clean, but I am not gonna be putting anything dirty inside of my box, only because I like when my makeup stuff is clean. I don't like to see it dirty, even though it's makeup and it's gonna be in the inside and nobody's gonna see it. I don't like to see it dirty. That's just what I like. So that's it with the packaging. You can fit way much more brushes than what comes in here. I feel like you can fit another 5 to 10 eye brushes in here based on the sizes and stuff like that, along with what comes in here. So that's it with the packaging. Start off, I'm going to deduct a half a point from this brush collection because it doesn't have a angled brush for if you want to do your eyebrows with like a pomade. So for me, that brush is not an essential brush in my makeup collection. You guys know from watching all of my makeup videos or my makeup tutorials that I am a pencil girl. From my eyebrow tutorial to any other tutorial that I do my brows, I don't think you probably see me use a pomade once or twice out of like 100 times. I'm not a pomade girl. I love the pencil. I think that is a lot easier, but that's just what I like. However, I feel like for the most part when I see people doing their brows, a lot of people prefer to use a pomade. And if you like to use a pomade for your brows, this brush collection does not come with that angled, like kind of like stiff brush to use to get your strokes and fill in your brows. So that's why I'm going to deduct a half a point, because I feel like that brush is very important to a lot, if not more than 50% of people that like to do makeup, like 60%, 70%. So that brush is very important, and I feel like it's missing from this brush set. So half a point is gone. Alright, so the very first brush that I'm going to use out of the collection is the JH43 brush. And this is like a flat, what do you call this brush? Like a flat brush that you would use to like either clean up your brows or stuff like that. I absolutely love this brush. All right, moving on to the rest of my eyes. So for like eyeshadow, packing on color on the lid, stuff like that. Now, this brush set is amazing for the eyes when it comes to eyeshadows and stuff like that. It is amazing. I feel like you get so many different brushes for your eyes. For this full eye look today, I used 5 brushes and I still have 7 brushes left that I could have used to do my eyes. So you're getting a shit ton of eye brushes in here, blending brushes, different size, different shapes, and I love that about this brush set, because if you're using this brush set, like if you're a makeup artist and you're thinking about buying this brush set, then you can have like so many different options. The only thing I don't like about this brush set is that you only get this one brush here to pack on color on the lid, and everything else is basically a blending brush for either your lower lash line or inner tear duct, and then your lid. So you're getting all these brushes for lid, 2 brushes for the lower lash line or the inner corner of the eyes, and then you only get this one brush to pack on color on the lid. So that's the only thing that I don't like about the brush set, that you only get this one brush. And that's it for the eyes. Now moving on to the face. For the face brushes, I feel like you get a really really good collection. You only get one foundation brush in here, so if you're going to take this brush set to do like 5 different clients in one day, then hopefully you have something that you can use to clean your brushes right away so that you can move on to the next person, because there's just this one brush in there that resembles the 439. It's a little bit longer than the 439, and the 439 is a little bit more packed with like bristles, but this is almost the same exact thing. I feel like it did an amazing job blending out my foundation today. I didn't have any issues at all. I didn't have any skipping in the product. I just took my time around my hairline just to get it blended out and not go into my hair. I took my time between my brows, and other than that, I feel like it did a really good job. So the only drawback to the face brushes is that there's only one rounded brush for foundation. There's not a flat top kabuki brush in here, which I think they could have added in the collection, but there isn't one, so that's a drawback. But I won't deduct the point because it's not like the foundation brush is missing. There is one in the collection. I don't like to use brushes for my concealer. It's just a personal preference. But if you did like to use brush for your concealer, there's 2 brushes in here that you could get away with for your concealer, and this is the JH07. It has a really nice point, so I feel like it will get right up in the crevices and just help to blend out the product. However, the bristles are not as dense, so you kind of have to be careful or mindful about that. But this brush here, the JH08 brush, it's a lot more dense. It doesn't have that pointy thing to it, but it would be perfect just to like blend out your concealer. If you like to use a brush for your concealer, however, I don't like to use brushes for my concealer, so I'm not worried about that brush. But I won't deduct a point just because there's 2 options that you can possibly use based on your personal preference and what you like to blend out your concealer. The next thing I did was I cream contoured. So for my cream contour, I used the JH08 brush, and the JH08 brush is amazing. It's like a mini version of the JH03. I feel like it's the same exact brush. The only difference is that one is like a big one and then the other one is like a mini version. And it did an amazing job when blending out my cream contour. So I was very happy like with this brush. I didn't have any issues with it. It really did a good job when blending out the product. So yeah, this brush is amazing. So if you're looking for something in the collection for cream contour to blend out your cream contour, this is your guy right here. I love this brush. Right after cream contour, I went ahead and applied my setting powder, and I don't like to use brushes for setting powders because I like something that's moist because it's powder and it's dry, and with a wet sponge it's going to help the powder to soak into the skin better and look more flawless. So majority of the time I don't use a brush for my setting powder, but today I wanted to try a brush, so I went ahead and used the JH07 brush, the same pointy brush that I just showed you guys that you could have used for concealer. I went ahead and used this brush to pack on my setting powder, and it did an amazing job. I felt like it put the right amount on there. I didn't have like no patchiness. It didn't stick anywhere. The brushes didn't apply any kind of funny way. It just did a really good job with applying my setting powder, and I am very happy with this brush and what it did, because I never even liked to use brush for setting powder before, and with this brush. Alright, the next thing I did was go ahead and set my cream contour with a bronzer or a contour powder, whichever one you want to call it. It's just like the same thing for me. But I went ahead and used the JH05 brush, and the smaller the brush, the more the number goes up, if you're kind of getting confused. So like the bigger brushes go all the way down to 1, and then each time you go up a smaller brush, the number goes higher. Just hope that makes sense. So this brush is the JH05. If you guys know the MAC 109 brush, this and the MAC 109 brush is sisters. Like they are sister and brother, like sister and brother, brother and brother, or sister and brother, or sister and sister. It's almost, I'm not going to say that it's a twin because the MAC 109 is a little bit more shorter, the bristles, but this and the MAC 109 is like almost the same exact brush. And the MAC 109 by itself is probably about $30. So I really love this brush. This is going to be like one of my favorite brushes in the entire collection, and I think this is Jaclyn Hill's favorite brush as well because it just did an amazing job. I forgot what she used the brush for, but what I would be using the brush for is just my contour. If I'm just doing powder contour, you could also use this for cream contour, but I just loved it for powder contour. And yeah, you can use this brush for so many different things, but that's the specific thing that I like it for. And yeah, this brush for me, amazing. I love it. All right, the next brush that I had a hard time with was to dust off my overall setting powder, and that's just my personal preference because I like for my brush that I use to dust off my setting powder look a certain kind of way. I like for it to look fluffy with kind of like an angle because I can like get in certain crevices of my eyes when I'm dusting away the powder. And then when I'm dusting away the powder, I kind of like to like blend the powder all over my face and just like use it to blend everything else out, but that's just my personal preference. However, I did go ahead and use the JH06 brush, and it's not angled. I feel like it looks semi-angled. I don't know, for me I feel like it looks semi-angled in kind of a way. What do you guys think? Does this look angled? I feel like it looks angled. I don't know, I could be wrong. But if this brush was just a little bit more fluffier, or a lot more fluffier, this would have been the perfect brush that I like to use just to dust away my setting powder. Now you could use this brush for blush, you could use it to hug the cheeks for highlighter, you could use it for so many different things, but I used it to dust away my powder and it did a good job, but I would have liked for it to be a lot fluffier. Now for like overall setting powder, I used the JH01 brush, which is the biggest brush in the collection. I feel like it is amazing for like packing on or blending like your overall setting powder. You can use this for blush if you want. You just got to be careful because it's so big. You could probably use it to bronze as well, but you got to be careful because it's so big. I used it to just like go over my face with my setting powder and I was good. I liked it for that reason, but it's not one of my favorite brushes as well. It's not similar to this at all in any way. This is more rounded. This is more like I don't know how to explain it, but you guys see the difference between the two brushes. They're not similar, so I just wanted to point that out. The next brush is blush brush. So this is what I use for my blush brush today. This is angled, but it's more flat on an angle, and it's not a bad brush, but like these two brushes are probably my least favorite along with this brush, only because for what Jaclyn uses these for, I don't care for them to use them for that purpose. But yeah, this brush, it did an okay job like packing on my blush, and that's what I'm going to be using it for. You could use it for highlighter as well. You could possibly use it for cream contour as well, but I don't like to use these brushes for that purpose, so I just went ahead and used it for my brush. But like these two along with the big one is like probably my three least favorite. Not that they're bad, but I don't use these brushes on a day-to-day basis. All right, so the next brush and the last brush that I'm gonna really mention in this video and spend some time on is the JH09 brush, and this is very similar to the 501 to use as like a highlighter brush. That's what I use for my highlighter today. It did a really good job. So if you have the 501 already and you're buying individual brushes from the collection, I don't think that, but it's an extra brush if you just want to add to your collection. So just throwing that out there. So overall today I used 3, 6, 8, I used 11 brushes out of the collection to do my face today, and I was really happy with the turnout of the brushes. I feel like the quality is amazing. It's Morphe quality. I don't see my MAC brushes performing any better than these. I don't know what else to say. They're soft. I guess I'll give you guys like updates in like a couple weeks from now to how they wash and their durability, but I can't tell you that right now because I just used them for the very first time. That is it for this review, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I didn't talk too much and bore you guys to death, but as always, thank you guys for watching, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.